In this lecture, we're going to find x-intercepts, first from an equation and then from a graph. So from the equation, the first thing you have to do is factor and then ZPP. I notice this is a trinomial, so I'm going to do factor by grouping. I'm going to take my A times my C, and my A is 2 and my C is 6, so A times C is 12. The factors of 12 are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. Now, the factors that combine to get a 4 are going to be 2 and 6. Now, this is a positive 4, so I notice that 6x minus 2x is going to get me my 4x, and that's going to be a positive 6. Now, I bring down everything else. So the 2x squared and the negative 6. Now I need to group these together, so I group the first two together and the second two terms together. Then I need to do the GCF of each binomial. So for the first binomial, I have a 2 and a 6, so I can pull out a 2, and then I have x squared and x, so I can pull out an x. Now what's left over is going to be x plus 3. For the second binomial, I notice I have a 2 and a 6 again, so I'm going to pull out a 2. Nothing happens with the x, so that stays the same. Now the issue comes in with the signs. Remember that everything inside needs to be the same. So I'm going to make this a plus 3. If I pull out a negative 2, that will make it so that I have x plus 3 on the inside. Now, as a quick check, negative 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times 3 is a negative 6. So the next thing I need to do is I notice that these are x plus 3, so I can factor that out as a GCF. Now what's left over? 2x minus 2. Now I do ZPP. So I have x plus 3 equal to 0 and 2x minus 2 equal to 0. When I solve this first equation, I get x equals negative 3. And then when I solve the second equation, I get x equals 1. These are my x-intercepts for the equation. Now let's look at the graph. The x-intercepts on the graph is where the graph crosses the x-axis, and that's my horizontal line. So looking to see where the graph crosses the x-axis, it crosses here and here. So now write the ordered pairs. This point is going to be 1, 0, and this point is going to be negative 3, 0. That is how you find the x-intercepts first from an equation and then from a graph.